Hi friends, welcome to Technical Vijay Channel. Today we will see some of the things that are more frustrating. You are in the middle of working on a project, reaching a major milestone in a game, or maybe just booting up your Windows 10 computers, and just like that, the entire OS crashes and presents you with a blue screen of death, usually for no immediately apparent reason. In Windows speak, the term blue screen of death is usually abbreviated as BSOD. It describes an error of some kind that hits the operating system hard enough that is forced to quit. Microsoft itself labels such errors with stop codes. Thus, these errors may also be generically named as stop errors. Here's an example that shows what a BSOD sometimes looks like. The screen starts with an old-fashioned unhappy face emotion, a colon followed by an open parenthesis. Next you see a brief explanation that your PC ran into a problem and needs to restart. Windows writes one or more log files when a stop error occurs. So you see language about collecting some error info, and a counter that keeps track while it's writing that data shown as 25% complete like that. Microsoft provides a scannable QR code in modern BSOD that you can scan with a smartphone and look up that way. The message also provides lookup URL for stop codes, where you can enter a numeric stop code and where you will see most common stop codes including the one shown above. To look up numerical error codes at a command prompt or in a PowerShell. Before Windows 8 came along in October 2012, BSOD always appeared on dark blue screens. These were chock full of text and instructions. With Windows 8, Microsoft switched to a kinder, gentler format shown in the screenshot. They also whittle down the information that appears on the screen. In fact, the background color in Windows 10 is sometimes green, which is why you may see some of them called GSODs also, that is green screen of death also. Here's an example of an old-fashioned pre-Windows 8 BSOD to put this information into an historical context. Though nobody wants to see BSOD on a Windows PC, they do occur from time to time. In the vast majority of cases, the PC will restart itself automatically after an error log called a crash dump or a dump file. The extension for that file will be .dmp is created. By default, Windows 10 stores dump files in one of the two locations. You can manage crash dumps through advanced system settings in Windows 10. That is advanced system setting into the search box. Then click on settings in the startup and recovery pane. You can also choose to toggle automatic restart to off here. If you would prefer that any future BSODs stay on the screen until you get a chance to see them and write down any relevant data. If you select small memory dump as the option for saving crash dumps, such files shows up a mini dump files. For all other selections, the crash dump is named as memory.dmp. Crash dumps get written to the system root folder, which usually expand to C Windows. By design, small memory dump files are limited to 256 KB in size. Other memory dumps will vary in size up to the size of memory on the PC where the dump is collected. Thus, on a PC with 16 GB of RAM, a complete memory dump file will always be 16 GB in size, and other dump files except for small memory dumps, it can be as large as 16 GB, but will often be smaller only. By examining a crash dump file can be helpful when troubleshooting related causes. Many users simply search on the stop code and numeric error code when seeking the remediation advice. Note that Microsoft calls that numeric code as a bug check code or bug check string So what to do when troubleshooting during the BSOD? The immediate tendency following BSOD is to get right into fix mode. Start looking things up and attempting a repairs. Not so fast. Microsoft explained the entire troubleshooting process in its Troubleshoot Blue Screen Errors in their tutorials. Here's a summary of key recommendations. As soon as you encounter BSOD, first what you have to do, shut down the Windows PC that experienced the BSOD. Disconnect all USB attached devices except for mouse and keyboard. Reboot your system into safe mode from the Windows recovery environment. If you recently installed a new software, uninstall that software. If you recently installed a new device driver, uninstall or roll back that driver. If you don't really need the device, you can disable it temporarily instead. Restart the PC and see if the BSOD reoccurs. If not, you are probably isolated the cause and can start researching some kind of fix. If the BSOD reoccurs despite the items taken out of the picture by removing, disabling or uninstalling them, whatever still left in the picture remains problematic. At this point, you want to reboot into safe mode once again and open an administrative command prompt or PowerShell session from the command line also. Enter the commands as shown here. That is, in the command prompt, you can type sfc/scan now. The first of these two commands find and replace any damaged operating system components in the side-by-side file stores. The second of these commands runs the system file checker and will repair any damaged files it finds. Note that if SFC finds and fixes anything, you should run the command until it comes back with a clean bill of health. In some cases, I had run into 2 or 3 times before it come back to clean. Note further that running either or both these commands can take some time to complete. Especially if one or both find items in need of fixing, here's what you want to see after your final SFC run. Thus, you will have to read up a bit, download some tools, run some scripts, and collect some logs that you will submit to make semi-formal request for BSOD help. This will take 1 or more hours and force you to do some homework before such help becomes available. It may also involve numerous back and forth communications, where you are asked to run additional diagnostic tools and collect additional logs and data to shed more light on your situation. So this is a small information of BSOD, that is blue screen of death. So if you encounter such problems, first you have to check the hardware that you have installed recently, or you can check software or driver which you have installed recently. Hope you find something new in this video. Subscribe to this channel for getting more videos like this. Thank you.